need for shame about being ineffective and useless lump.
Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to the Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition Let's Play Livestream Adventure Extravaganza of awesomeness and fun times in the world of Mira, where we all come together to defeat large alien insectoids mostly. Most of them appear to be insects, and those that aren't insects are apparently like some sort of reptile. I don't know about the dinosaurs. They may be mammalian. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you for sure. I've not seen one lay an egg, so maybe they're related to birds or reptiles. They might give live births. We're not going to know. I don't know if they're warm-blooded or cold-blooded. They're very large. At the end of the day, maybe it's just a mystery that we'll never have solved. But after finishing the last stream, I wanted to get good at Overdrive, and so I rewatched Enel's guide on it, and he recommended. Enel, by the way, is like the god of Xenoblade. All right, he's already on all the top charts. He's an incredible player. He's maxed out his level. The game has been out for like 4 days at this point. Absolutely insane. In his guide, he recommends sort of the easiest path to getting a really powerful overdrive, infinite overdrive early in the game, is using Full Metal Jaguar. So I switched into that is, of course, the class that Elma uses. So I switched over to Elma, and in some free time ran around the field, got okay at it, and figured, yeah, we should probably do that. So I was on and off, you know, just carrying my Switch around, playing the game periodically. And here's what I managed to do yesterday, okay? First off, I didn't want to abandon the path we were on. I wanted to go ahead and wrap that up. So if we go to classes, you'll see that we'd finished Striker and moved on to Samurai Gunner, and I went ahead and finished Samurai Gunner. And then I went back and I filled out Commando, got that to max, and now we're on to Winged Viper. And we're going to Full Metal Jaguar. Now, like I said before, eventually I'd like to max out all of these classes, because when you max out a class, you actually get to keep all of the different what do they call them? Skills that you unlock there. And then you can mix and match them. And different classes have different numbers of skill slots that you can use. So currently we have kind of a mix of skills. First off, we did unlock all of these additional ones by finishing up Samurai Gunner, including this one that boosts TP by 50 when using a melee art. Double that if you have an active aura, which is kind of crazy and kind of useful. That's 100 every time you use an aura, or every time you use a melee art if you have an aura active. And then down here, we've got these unlocked for Commando, including the other ones that I've been using, including this one here, which boosts TP by 50 when using ranged art. It's basically the same thing, but for ranged abilities. And then this one here, which extends aura effects by 6 seconds. And now we're working towards unlocking all of these for Winged Viper, and then we'll be unlocking all of these for Full Metal Jaguar. I kind of perused these. They're crazy. We're going to have insane abilities, but we'll cover those as we go. In terms of arts, so far, some of the only reason I maxed out and then actually went a step further to get rank 2 in Winged Viper is because I wanted a full arts palette. The arts palette was not full. When I started, you know, you have like one or two arts. I think I had 2 arts, and I was like, I gotta have more than that for this level of play that we're at this point. So I buckled down and I was like, I'm just gonna grind until I've got enough of these unlocked that we have a full palette. To unlock the rest of them, some of these are locked behind. So this is gonna be Full Metal Jaguar. This one's required. We got to do an Affinity Mission for it. Winged Viper rank 3, an Affinity Mission. Full Metal Jaguar 4, 6, 8, an Affinity Mission. So a lot of these are like behind Affinity Missions that we'll need to clear to get them unlocked. And that's fine. We'll kind of do that as we go. That's where we are right now with arts and skills. You'll notice my outfits is a little bit different. I haven't bought any new gear, but I have been sort of diligently acquiring new things on the field. Anytime some new kit comes in that's better suited for our level, I'll switch into it. I'm now level 24, which is great because I think that's the recommended level for the next story chapter, which I keep meaning to get to that. We're going to discuss that here in a minute, but just wanted to give you an idea of what we're currently wearing and why. This is new. I guess I just picked this up. We could switch to that if we want to. It's nothing but well, hold on. There's a difference here. Both of them have up to 5 upgrades. One of them has Taunt and XP boost, which is why I've been keeping that on. The other one has Potential, Resist, and Taunt Barrier. All those are great, but XP boosts. I want to keep that. So at least for the time being, and we can go upgrade these if we want to. But you'll notice my party. I decided I wanted to try to build affinity with other characters, because if we go to our active members and we kind of peruse these real quick, you'll notice that I've almost maxed out affinity with Alma, almost maxed out affinity with Len, and I said, you know what, we need to, while I'm doing some grinding, build up some affinity with other characters. So we've had Arena in the party, we've had Gwen in the party, Doug's been in the party kind of on streams and stuff. We got Lau, we got L, who's just struggling to fill up that heart. I've had to ignore a lot of his soul voices because his required abilities that I just didn't have while trying to get the current classes ranked up, at least not until very recently. But we're going to be switching all of them out here in a minute. Now we're going to discuss what we're actually doing today. We cannot progress the plot until certain criteria are met. So let's go have a look at that right up here at the story mission table. I think this is where we plot and plan and scheme our future. Chapter 6 has a recommended level, not required. We learned that last time. Recommended level of 23, which we've exceeded at this point. We need to survey 20% of Noctilum, which we have not done yet. And we need to complete a Friend in Need Affinity Mission, which is found in the Blade Barracks. And in fact, it's actually found right back here. And this one is going to involve our friend Lau. We can't have him in the party because it's about him. But we can have 4 members in our party. I don't know how that works. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's about Lau. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe Lau is the friend in need. And this has nothing to do with him. Well, let's put together our party, because I figured we'd start with that, and then we'd go explore Noctilum. I believe this Affinity Mission is going to be taking us over to Oblivia. Yeah, primary destination is Oblivia, which is why you need to complete Chapter 5 before it unlocks. We need to put together our ideal team for this, though. So obviously that's going to be our queen, Elma, our little sister, little adopted sister, Lynn. I'm going to keep Elle in the party. He dances every so often. He just, if you give him a moment to just stand still, he'll just start doing a little jig. He gets really into it, and it's fun, it's lighthearted, it keeps the mood up, it keeps me feeling positive and sort of focused on the grand adventure ahead, which is, I think, the energy we all seek in these sorts of adventures. So, I don't know what he's doing there. It looks like he's just about to fall over. Right. Well, with this, oh my good gosh, hold on. Oh, they've melded. Oh, I've worried about this my entire life. This is what I've always feared. The moment that Lynn and Elma become too powerful and just merge into one being, they are an unstoppable force, and good gosh, I hope we don't come across any immovable objects, because I think that'll just lead to the end of the world. Affinity Mission! Let's knock this out.
We have visitor!
Visitor!
So, that's the story. I know it'll take you through some dangerous territory, but they're almost out of supply.
Wait a minute, I feel like we've skipped some important details here.
A bit surprised. Pathfinders should know better than to get stranded out there. Whose team is it?
Believe it or not, it's Lau.
Really? Lau? I thought he was pretty on the ball.
If only everyone organized and together like Tatsu.
Lau's plenty capable, when he actually gives a damn.
How do you mean?
Lately, the slacker's been wandering off mid-mission, leaving his men to do the heavy lifting. Who knows what the hell that boy's thinking?
Well, that's just not like our Lau. He's the best of the best. He's the creme of the crop. What is he doing wandering off in the middle of missions? In dangerous territory on a mysterious planet and leaving his people behind? Asking if Lau might be in some sort of trouble, or say that Lau's behavior is disappointing at best. No. He might be in some trouble.
If he is, he ain't said a peep about it to me.
Maybe he has IBS, and he has to wander off to go behind a bush and,
maybe.
well,
I mean,
deal with the issue.
What'd you just say?
Well, whatever's up with Lau, his team still needs our help.
Right. No time to waste. And thanks.
No, Vandom, thank you. Lau's team has run out of supplies. Find them and help them out. Absolutely, we're going to track this mission, and we're going to go crush it. So if we wanted to get these shiny Mortifuls, they're over here. But I think our actual story is taking us right here. Lau's team has run out of supplies and found themselves... run out of supplies, find them, and help them out. I just started making up words there. I just started adding on to it. Well, let's head that way. We can go to this FN site right here, and there's actually another quest right there called Mayday, which I think I know what that's related to, but we're not going to engage with that right now. We'll come around to that later. Our primary goal is to find our good pal Lau and see what he's up to. It kind of maybe we can sort out the mystery of what he's been up to. So the last time we were here, we were a little bit more at risk of being just brutally killed by everything that moved, and now I feel like we're in a slightly better position. We could take one of these gigantic turtle things out. Sorry, what is it called? This Lepix. If we wanted to destroy it, we absolutely could. No problems. The question is, are we going the right way? Now, we've come to Oblivia before. In fact, last time, The last story mission we did was very Oblivia focused. The interesting thing is, we spent all of our time in this tiny little, like, loop here, and it's a much bigger region than that. It's quite a bit bigger than that. Same with Noctilum. We've got to go after we finish with this story, or this Affinity mission, we've got to head into Noctilum. And this is actual Noctilum, right? Not this little baby's first Noctilum little wedge that we did. It's not even really wedge shape. It's more like a... I don't even know what shape that is. A malformed rectangle, I guess? I don't know, but this is real Noctilum up here. So we've got to head up there, and now we're heading into real Oblivia. This ain't your grandpappy's Oblivia, alright? This is a real man's Oblivia, full of horrifically tough, dangerous creatures, and all manner of hot rocks underfoot. Let me tell you, you want to be wearing some thick shoes and thick socks, because that heat'll radiate right up into your toes, and it's unpleasant. You don't want sweaty feet. So you need thick layers to insulate yourself from the heat, let me tell you. It's rough here. And then you actually just don't want anything on your skin, sort of on the outside, because then you'll just start melting. So, and you don't want to sit down, you don't want to put your hands in the sand, because you'll burn your little hands if you're not wearing gloves. It's a miserable place here, Oblivia. But as you can see, it too has gigantic turtles that seem to thrive and desperately want to attack you for committing the crime of wandering too close to them, which we're not going to do. So I see Lau's crew here, and it looks like they're mostly okay. They're not in the middle of intense combat. They're just kind of hanging out next to these gigantic beasts. What's the situation here, Captain, or whatever your rank is? That was probably rude. That was probably disrespectful.
Man, you guys really saved our bacon.
He's probably not a captain.
Now we can finally get back to work.
You have our thanks, and I'm sure Lau's as well.
Don't mention it.
I've done nothing.
Just doing our job, same as you.
I just got here.
Do you guys have any idea where Lau is? Or why he just up and left like that?
No idea. And even less of an idea when he'll return.
I'm sure he's just giving us a chance to grow.
Sure he is. What? Don't give me that look. I still trust him. Mostly.
You don't want
I'd be
distrust in
upset
your
if
ranks.
Someone forgot to restock and then left me stranded.
Actually, that was our mistake, not his. He just left us dead weights behind while he finished the job. He's always been like that, actually.
Always. Wait, you must be...
Sidon, ma'am. I've been working with Lau since we were back on Earth. Truth be told, he's the only reason I ever made it into Project Exodus. Without his recommendation, I'd be long dead.
Me and Mondo worked on the Frontier Nav development team. Needless to say, we've been big fans of Lau's ever since. Oh, I'm Shingo, by the way, and that there is Mondo.
I had no idea you guys had such respect for Lau. I'm sorry if it sounded like I was bad-mouthing him.
Anyway, are you all set here now?
Oh, we should be fine. Except...
Except what?
Well, we still have a probe to place, but the location is swarming with indigents. We usually let Lau do most of the fighting, and by most, I mean all.
If that's the case, we'd be happy to escort you.
Really? Wow! It'd be an honor to work with your team, ma'am. We'll move as fast as we can.
Tatsu getting oddly similar vibe from these two.
Alrighty, a friend in need is going to continue now. Next stage of the operation, head to the meeting point in front of Oblivia's Leaning Ring. Let's get over there. My mind started racing with something. I barely paid attention to that because I started thinking about the concept of mimeosomes. And I began to think about... if you reach this point in society where you could stay in stasis and remotely pilot a humanoid robot that has all the same experiences as being human. You eat, you drink, you feel the heat on your skin, and the warmth of the sun, and the touch of a beautiful woman. Would you ever actually want to leave stasis? This isn't like living in the Matrix or anything like that. It's not like a super advanced sort of virtual reality where none of it's real. It's all real. You're in stasis and you're controlling a robot in the real world doing real things. The mimeosomes are actually running around the planet. They are actually building things, accomplishing things, experiencing things. Meanwhile, you're safe inside of a pod. Would that not destroy society? Because I kind of feel like it would. I feel like if I was like, oh, you mean I can just live forever, safe inside of a pod, and I can have this other body that runs around this alien planet, and you know, has all the same experiences I could have, but with zero risk. I don't know if I'd ever leave that pod. And I know that right now, I mean, look at this. You can't do that in your natural body. And I know that the idea is that, you know, time is running out and these things are going to shut down if they don't get back to the lifehold, but like, imagine they stabilize the situation.
We'd like to place that probe just beyond here.
Would you just stay?
Understood.
I think I would.
We'll handle the fighting. I'll call you once the area's secure.
Man, Elma's amazing. She's so strong and professional and beautiful.
Is this fella in love with Elma?
Huh?
Tatsu know how friend feel. No need for shame about being ineffective and useless lump.
Hey, that's coming personal from Tatsu. He knows that feeling, and he doesn't feel bad about it, so neither should you. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it's not a simulation, though, right? Because it's all real. If they're all asleep inside of the... Oh, sorry, I was responding to Gilliam over on the kick. He says, like, simulation hypothesis. The reality is that, at least the reality that's been presented to the player so far, is that all of these characters are in their real flesh and blood bodies, in stasis in the lifehold, remotely piloting these things. And if you're able to experience all of that realness, it's not a simulation, all of this is real, it's a real mimeosome interacting with the real world, watching Elle dance, but in complete safety. Obviously the lifehold is not in complete safety, it's about to run out of power, and the whole system's going to go down, and everyone's going to die. But you know, if the situation's stabilized, and they come up and they're like, hey, okay, are you ready to wake up? I'd be like, no, I think I'll stay safe inside of my pod, and just keep piloting my mimeosome, because anything I can do in my body, I can do even better in my mimeosome. I think society would crash. I think there would be no real humans. At some point, you'd have to get out of your pod to, like, actually breed, you know, to create an actual offspring, like an actual child, so that you can perpetuate the human race. But then, like, when that child grows up, when they get to, like, 18, you can be like, hey, son, I'm a robot. If you cut me, I bleed fluid. Why don't you join us in the pods, and then you two can live forever in a mimeosome? It's like, there's ramifications that have not been explored here. We want to head this way, though, and actually continue the plot. It looks like we're going to have to fight a gigantic crab creature, which I'm on board with. I like that idea. Crabs are great. They are delicious. They have big pointy claws. I wonder how many of them we actually have to fight. Does it say? Hold on. Back out of this. 6 of them. Well, they're very low level now compared to us.
Fight this hand that threatens us.
There you go. I love what you've got to say there, my guy. I forget that some of these abilities, because we have only recently switched over to this this class, some of them are better. Like remember we switched to a new class before, and it didn't have any advantage to attacking from certain angles? Well, this one here, like almost all of our abilities have something. So this one from the side boosts damage, okay? This one doesn't count. From behind boosts damage. From the side boosts TP. Mostly just those, I see. But like that's still 3 out of the 8 of them. That's something. Also, we have what it takes now to trigger the overdrive, and we could give that a go if we wanted to, but I currently don't want to. We're just gonna finish defeating this guy without anything like fancy, and then we're gonna go to the next guy. And we're gonna do hold on, actually we could go ahead and immediately start this fight on the next guy if we wanted to. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's test our overdrive skills, right?
Ready for overdrive? Upper hand. Slide in, slinger. Slide in, slinger.
We want to get that center button, or that center bit up as quick as we can, which is why I'm trying very quickly to raise it as much as I can. And then we can use the green one here to extend it a little bit. And then that also superpowers this up, so that it does even more damage. But then also we can use these TP abilities over here to extend overdrive. I've already kind of cooked it a little bit. There we go, up to 10. Hold on. The closer we get that thing to max... Okay, well, we defeated it. We never even got it maxed out, unfortunately. That sucks. We were trying, but there you go. Basically, you get that to max, and then you just keep laying on abilities while hitting the green and the blues to extend the duration. And as long as you can keep it going and you don't die, you got at some point, once you got the counter in the middle to max, and you've got a healthy amount of time on the limiter, like up to like 20, 30 seconds, you start focusing on soul voices to make sure everyone stays healed and you're dealing maximum damage, and you make sure you don't accidentally go a yellow into an orange or an orange into a yellow, and you're basically good to go, which is a great time. Who said that you pilot a real robot and not a simulated robot? If you are not the one who observe it in real life, that's actually a great question. You're raising interesting conundrums for the characters. We sort of just have to take it at face value right now, don't we? But how many more of these guys have we got? We will go no further because we're approaching spoiler territory with the last great twist. Well, no, hold on. Let me think about it. I think there's like 3 big twists ahead of us in this narrative. I'm trying to remember if there's a 4th one. There's something with the ganglion that I don't know if I would consider a twist necessarily, but there is... I'm just gonna stop talking about it. I don't want to risk spoiling anything for anyone who doesn't know. But there's more reveals to be found. And because I haven't explained it, if you look at the left side of the screen, sort of over where my character is, Suki Cross, you see the thing that says TP. That has to reach 3,000 before we are able to go into overdrive. And if we use any of these TP abilities, they each consume 1,000 TP. So as great as they are and as tempting as they are to use, if we want to do overdrive, we're better off just not doing them. And then also if we're going to go into overdrive, there's certain things I want to have ready to go. So especially this green and this yellow. And the reason is if we pop the green before we do the yellow, we get more of the counter in the center of the screen ticking up, which is important because then when we do a green, the higher that is, when we do a green or a blue ability, we get a higher amount of added time added to the limit. Am I explaining any of this well? Does any of this make any sense at all? And there we are. Mission completed. Do we progress forward? We don't need to go back and let them know? Hold on. Wait a minute. The only reason you put objects inside of here is if they're super valuable. Illogical etchings. Great. Jumbo Primrose and Spino Corrector. Oh my gosh, I can't believe someone just left those lying around. Those are incredibly valuable. Look at that, an Ultra Filter. Just lying on the ground in the desert. Probably clogged up with sand, honestly. Wait a minute. Oh, I suddenly remember this. Okay. I remember this now. I know what we're about to have to do. My confidence is now rattled, based solely on memory. We're not going to rip just yet, Gilliam.
Wow.
But we'll see.
Carved through those guys like butter. That's amazing.
We'll get right on installing the data probe, ma'am.
And we'll keep an eye on the area so you can focus on your work. Things seem to be going well.
Thanks to you. We should have this baby ready to rock in just a few minutes. Holy crap! Sidon, we gotta get out of here!
Go if you want. I'm not moving until this thing is finished.
King.
Huh? You got a death wish or what?
Hell, I'm just a mimeosome, right? Why not die for Blade? What do you two?
3 sets of hands will get this done quicker than 1, right?
Thanks, guys.
And if they help you, they don't have to fight the thing.
Elma!
Come on, let's keep that thing away from them.
We do. Nothing gets past us.
What confidence!
Let's put it to work.
Was our TP full? Can we pop an overdrive?
Oh, they've seen us.
Almost. Okay, let's pick our target. That back leg. That's it. Everyone, concentrate fire on that leg.
I'm feeling
All right.
Mind if I cut this engagement short? Fire, partner!
Now, melee attacks. Side slash.
When I hit hard. Upper hand!
Upper
Slide
hand.
in, upper hand!
Shadow strike.
We need a little pick-me-up.
Okay, I'm getting psyched. Slide in, slinger! Wow, we're busy. Hit right to them! Slide in, slinger! Okay, I'm getting psyched. Slide in, slinger! Did you think I was done? Upper hand!
Wild smash!
Slide in, slinger!
Look at us. We're on a stroll.
Okay. Is what I'm doing now making any more sense? See how we got that up to 74 now? If I pop this, we get a little bit more time. If I do that, we're now up to 86. And then if I do, I'm gonna wait till this one fills up. It's gonna be close. Boom. We got 10 seconds now. I'm actually gonna do that one now. Get us back up to 10 seconds again. Do that. Do that again. Follow that up with this. We're now at max, okay? Hit that again. Get our time back up. Start dealing damage. Okay, now we need to start paying attention to what our teammates are saying. They said they wanted a melee attack. I waited too long, so that's not really going to count. Okay, we're down to 4 seconds. Pop another one of these. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Hurry, 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 hurry.
And do some damage.
Whoa! Wait! No! Wait!
Upper hand.
We ran out of time. It wasn't working. I was hitting the upper hand. That should have given us more time. For some reason, it didn't. We were in an infinite overdrive, and we cooked it. And I don't know why. Hitting the green ability should have given us a few extra seconds.
Melee attacks.
Oh well. We got it mostly defeated during that. So all of your arts recool much faster when you're in overdrive, which is part of what makes it so powerful.
Move in and do some damage.
When I hit hard.
Yeah, this is going much better than the first time I fought this thing. We're about to be able to do TP, overdrive again. I'm not sure if I really want to, is what would be the point at this point. It's already almost defeated. I don't think we'd achieve much. Why not? Let's see how long we can make it last. We're doing better, and we've defeated it. That was so much easier than the first time I fought that thing. I'm still upset I cooked that first overdrive. I'm gonna have to reanalyze the footage and see what I did wrong. But
All right. Looks like the probe is up and running.
Now data from this area can be uploaded to Frontier Nav.
It wouldn't have been possible without your help.
No kidding. The rumors don't do your team justice.
Don't sell yourselves short. It was your team as much as ours that saw this mission through.
Tatsu definitely gets similar vibe from these two.
Was that all you needed then?
Yes, we're all good now. We'll finish a few calibrations and then head back.
But what if you're attacked by another gigantic monster?
Move out.
Yes, ma'am.
And how is this a Affinity Mission? The man's not even here. What a loser. So here's a fun fact. If you wanted to, you could jump in the water here. At the edge of the world. This is not like an invisible barrier. The invisible barrier does start here. But, oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a reachable island. That tiny little speck there on the horizon, there's actually a few of them. And what's crazy about them is if you stand here and you look out, you can kind of slightly see them. And I remember figuring that out my first time through and realizing, like, what, this game is actually amazing. They'll put these little things on like the barely visible distant horizon, like this island here. And it's the thing you can reach. I wouldn't recommend swimming out there. There's better ways later on. But if we wanted to, we could jump in the water and we could swim all the way over to the East Gate. We don't want to. That would be an insane journey, and we're just not going to do it. But we could do that if we felt so inclined. Are we the pilot of the robot? Yes! So the idea is every Mimiazome, your actual body is inside of stasis in the lifehold, piloting an identical Mimiazome. It's supposed to look just like you. It can look anything you want it to, but it looks just like you, and it experiences all the same thing that you experience. So you're just like in stasis, piloting this thing around the world. That's why when those guys, when he said like, "Hey, I'm a Mimiazome. Why would I die for Blade?" He's in stasis, controlling that piloting that robot, going like yeah, I'll do what I can to stay alive because we don't have a lot of Mimiazome parts. But if I die, whatever, I'm still in the lifehold. Now, hold on. I was thinking about it, and there are, as I remember it, there are 5 big twists in the game. Okay, there are 5 big twists. We've seen one. One of them is that our main character and all the other humans in New LA are Mimiosomes. That's big twist number 1. It's not necessarily a plot twist. It's just like a big revelation. So we're using revelations. We're lumping them in with plot twists, right? It's a big twist. This revelation. There's 4 left. All of them come almost back to back at the end of the game. I'll call them out as they happen, but there's 4 left. So, and all of them will drastically redefine how you view the game and the story being told here. But with that knocked out, hold on, we're not finished yet. We should have gone back, I guess, to Blade Tower. I always just assume that they're going to be waiting for us here to wrap these things up, because this is where Vandam comes to, like, brief us, but then for some reason he's never here waiting for us. We have to go to him. Why don't we have to go to him for the briefings? Oh my gosh, we're not even going to where he is. Oh, you know what? We're probably going to go confront Lau and ask him why he's wandering off in the desert. How is that IBS treating you? Have you considered switching to like an all-meat diet? Have you thought about being carnivore to help with your intestinal issues?
What? Lau came back after we left?
Classic timing, huh? We told him all about how you saved the day. All he said was be sure to thank him.
Then he wandered off again to who knows where.
Typical.
Never a dull moment with that one.
That's how it should be. Better than the alternative, anyway.
I hear you. I haven't forgotten how he was when we first got here.
What do you mean?
Lau's skills as a Pathfinder are pretty special. They're going to help humanity carve out a life here on Mira. But he didn't board the White Whale because he thought he was useful.
He did it so he could get his wife and daughter on the ship. He thought his abilities would permit his family passage, but...
They didn't make it on board.
Right. The war hit right before he would have summoned them.
Oh.
Those were some dark days for him. Lau was empty. Like his soul was just gone. I don't know what he's been doing lately, but whatever it is, it gives him purpose. It's good to see him living again.
Not that it makes getting left behind any easier.
I've told you 100 times already. If you had better skills, Lau wouldn't need to do so much.
Become a man!
You guys really do love him, don't you?
But no one loved their leader more than Team Tatsu love Elma. No one!
That's true, she's our queen. Affinity Mission completed, so that's knocked out. The last thing to do to start the next story chapter is going to be heading to Noctilum. You learned the Javelin Art Balance Breaker. Awesome! I mean, I don't use a Javelin, but if I ever had one, that would be super useful. I appreciate that. We've got a bunch of... Oh, we've increased our affinity with L, which we love to see. Let's check on how our Meridium is. Like I said, I want to keep dumping those into here and make sure that we don't accidentally end up filling up again. It's already up to 5,956. So, Sakuraba Industries. I mean, should we just keep trying to level them all up one at a time? I see no reason... Obviously, at some point, we're going to want to get good skills. But as of right now, I don't see why... we wouldn't want to have them all be equal, at least for the time being. So Gilliam says, remind me why everyone is robots. So the idea is... Everyone is going to be frozen in stasis aboard these white whales, which, well, the white whale is the specific name of the ship that we were on, but there's these giant arcs that hold humanity away from Earth when the aliens attacked and seemingly destroyed the planet. So rather than everyone be conscious on the ship and need food, water, and as well just, you know, experience the passage of time where you grow old and potentially die while you're trying to find a new planet, everyone is stored in stasis. So the vast majority of the people in the Lifehold are just asleep. They're not doing anything. But the White Whale also needed crew to operate the ship while it piloted through space. So again, rather than keep those people awake while the ship went through space for maybe months, maybe centuries trying to find a new homeworld, those people are also in stasis, but their minds are awake, and they're piloting these Mimiosomes. So these Mimiosomes have all the same experiences as being a human. You eat, you drink, presumably you go to the restroom. Lau has that IBS we theorized earlier. So it's like being awake, but you don't grow old and you don't die. You don't live your entire life on a ship searching for a new world. So now that humanity has landed on Mira, they've been here for 2 months, they could crack open the Lifehold and let all the humans out, the actual flesh and blood humans. Except the problem is no one knows where the Lifehold is. The ship broke apart when it landed. The Lifehold housing all of the people is somewhere on Mira, and our goal is to locate it, and that way everyone can actually awake and be alive on Mira. Until then, everyone is still remote piloting the robots, or the Mimiosomes. So everyone you see in this city who isn't an alien is a person who is, as the game is explained to us, has been alleged to us, I don't know who that is. Everyone is in the Lifehold, somewhere on the planet, remotely piloting these Mimiosomes. And these Mimiosomes are working to build this city and eventually find the Lifehold and let everyone out. So that is the reason why everyone is a robot at the moment. Except for the aliens who just are from this planet or also landed here. Hopefully that answers the question. What was I about to do? I was about to do something. I've got hands on hips here while I think about it. I had something in mind. Oh, right! We have to go explore Noctilum now in order to get the survey rate up to 20%. And I don't know where we're at exactly, but I feel like we are well off from 20%. Will it tell me on this screen? Survey rate of Noctilum is 4.21%, so we've got a ways to go. Most of that's going to be heading into Noctilum proper and activating as many of these recon sites as we can. We're going to head to the Tripod Rock, and we're going to explore proper Noctilum, maybe even pick up this adventure with Mia! Who, of course, you might remember, we encouraged Mia to sneak out of town previously. Told her it'd be a great idea to forget becoming a Skell pilot and just run away from home. What's the worst that could happen? Horrible call on our part. Shouldn't have told her that. We basically hold responsibility for her health and well-being at this point. Anything bad that happens to her is on us. So, yeah, we probably should head that way. Whoa, my guy! What a magnificent beast! Look at the size of this fella. He seems chill, though. Can we jump up on his back and ride him? So this is Noctilum proper. If you have a look at the map, this is the first time we're looking across this land bridge at the actual rest of the region that we have yet to explore. And there's a lot to see. Look at the size of this guy. Wow. Hands. Beautiful creature. I don't know where I'm going anymore. Well, I suppose what we want to focus on is activating these first off. So this is the elephant's trunk. This waterfall in particular. When I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3... there's a region in that game that looks extremely similar to all of that down there. And I remember the first time I ran in there, I was like, look, it's just a callback. It's just a reference. It broke my brain, though, in a kind of way. Because I think a lot of people really wanted somehow Ionios and Mira to be connected. And thematically, they kind of are, in terms of themes, not in any sort of real practical way. That we know of yet. Who knows what the post-game here will reveal? I certainly don't. We have to fight these guys, I guess. I think we probably could have stood behind them, and it probably would have been funny to activate the point while they just stood there and watched. But I feel like we have a moral obligation to deal with these ganglion... what are they called? Murnuk Recon? Yeah, this is our responsibility. We have to do this. Oh, we now also have the ability to do Shadowrunner, where we avoid enemy detection and can basically run away from a situation and kind of meander our way through high-level enemies, which is the only way we were able to complete the last story mission of destroying all of those different, whatever they were called, the different turrets. We had to play as Elma and do that. But now we can just do it ourselves. It's just locked onto our character, which is great. Mission complete. Wait, hold on. Where'd you come from? Wait, was he here this whole time? I thought there was just 2 of them. I'm not doing a bit. I actually don't know where this guy came from. He's support. But was he here? Was there 3 of them? Did we only defeat one of them? I thought we defeated the 2 of them. I'm confused. I'm very confused on where he came from and what he's doing here. Also, you know what I just realized? I've not updated any of my, upgraded any of my abilities here. I've not upgraded any of my arts since I switched classes. These are all, okay, a couple of them are tier 2. I guess I did do Sliding Slinger and Backslash, but I've not done any of these other ones. So Upper Hand grants critical power. I don't know how useful it is. I've mostly just been using it so that all of my teammates, when they shout out, you know, hey, do a green thing. I'll do a green thing. I'll respond to the soul voice. And I don't know how beneficial that's actually been. But we might as well go ahead and upgrade that to tier 2. I don't see why not. And then Stream Edge. I'll tell you what, we're going to actually upgrade Side Slash instead. Deals weapon damage plus inflicts fatigue, and it boosts damage if you attack from the side. Secondary cooldown bonus is immediate reuse. Tertiary cooldown bonus is also immediate reuse. Now here's a fun one, right? If we have a look at the Shadow Runner, right now it has a effect duration of 20 seconds. And if we upgrade it, we'll get an effect duration of 22 seconds, except it's actually more than that. Okay, it's 22 seconds, but if we go to our skills, this skill will extend aura effects by 6 seconds. So it goes from 22 to 28 seconds. That's almost half a minute of Shadowrunner. There's some really cool mechanics in this game. I'm no master of them, and I barely have an understanding of most of them. But as I figure them out, I'm going to share them with you, because you can do some cool things I'm figuring out, okay? So there we are. We are now up to 6.6%. We're crushing it right now. If we can grab this patrol chopper wreckage on our way to the next one, we'll be doing even better. Cross over the bridge, and instead of looking at Noctilum proper, let's actually set foot in it. This is exciting. This is thrilling. All new manner of adventure awaits us over here in this very dark forest. It looks like there's some neon lighting sort of at the heart of it that looks pretty cool at night. But I do much prefer to explore during the day where I can actually see what's going on. So they got bigger spiders with higher levels and green sacks of venom on their bottoms, which we'll have to poke and prod at some point, but not today. I hear a monkey eating. Ugh, disgusting sound effect. I hate it so much. It's so foul. I want to believe that's one of the developers, though, at the microphone, just eating a bento box. And just having a great time. Bento's been on my mind a lot lately. I watched an anime the other day called Bento, and it is one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Hold on just a second. Let's look at the map. It looks like we're approaching, based on the mini-map at least, an area that's got the feathers that we've been looking for. So we can go fight some more mortifols over there if we want to. But also, we want to find... ooh, this might be one that's like on the other side of the mountains. I know that there's one over here that's like that. All right, Bento. Let me give you the concept of Bento real quick, okay? Imagine you are a kid, no money to your name. You're living at a boarding school that only feeds you breakfast. You got to sort out dinner yourself. And you go to the grocery store to get a bento box, half price, because they mark them off in the afternoon before they close. They mark them down, I should say. And then upon your arrival, you realize that it's a full-on brawl for the bento box. And every night this happens. Hordes of people show up, and they do full-on anime fights for the bento boxes. And there's whole cultures developed around it. This is the insanity of bento. It only got one season. I think it ends well enough that it kind of stands on its own. It was recommended to me. I was looking up, like, absurd anime recommendations, and that one was recommended. It's pretty good. I can recommend that one. That one's pretty solid. It's not too... It's occasionally a little bit pervy, which unfortunately a lot of anime tends to be. You can find really good ones that are essentially normal for 90% of the runtime, and then 10% you just have to like cock an eyebrow and go, look, well, why is this even in here? There's a couple of weird, uncomfortable elements. But if you look past those, at just the raw humor and the absurdity of fighting for bento, it's pretty good. Now, it looks like these mortifols might actually be possibly a tier above or below. There's nothing above us, so they're definitely below us. That's fine. We've got to get to, I guess, here, this next FN site, and see if we can get that one activated. That's why I've had to be very careful, like, recommending things to my friends, because I can kind of filter out weird, abnormal, pervy nonsense in an anime and kind of, like, ignore it or forget it. And then I'll have friends ask, like, hey, what you been watching? You got any good recommendations? I have to think about it. And I'm like, this was good. Is there anything weird in it? Was there anything abnormal in it? So far, like, the easiest recommendation for someone who's like, I want to watch an anime. Nothing weird, though. It's like, hey, you know what? Spy Cross Family, or Spy X Family, whatever you prefer to call it. Easy recommendation. Absolutely great. Very wholesome. Is there a man who's in love with his sister? Yes, there is. That's a little odd. But it's a very small element of it. You can look past that. Yeah, you know, that was easy enough to ignore. Attack on Titan, if you're not squeamish, fantastic anime. Rough ending, but I don't think it's bad. I've seen people say it's a bad ending. I don't think it's a bad ending. I think it ended as well as one could expect, all things considered. If you wanted to change the ending, you'd have to go back and change so many other elements so much further back, which, I mean, I guess, yeah, you could just written it differently. Mr. Man who wrote the manga, you could have just written it differently. But, it is what it is, and I still enjoy it. Oh, we got a mining probe G4 out of that. Okay, so you get mining probes out of doing these. Well, that answers the question we had earlier of what is the benefit. Now we know. Maybe we should just pay more attention when we explore things and we'll get the answers. We're looking for a giant beam of light. I see it. It's up on a little cliffside, which means that there are probably a lot of really tough monsters separating us from it. Which means that we're probably going to have to fight our way there. But as long as everything's not an absurdly high level, we ought to have this, a level 20. And he's not even on the hunt. He doesn't even seem to care that we're here. Look, we're going to run right between his mandibles, and he's not even going to be concerned about it. Oh, bless your soul. Thank you for guarding this for us. I don't think he was guarding it for us. I think this might just be where he lives and sleeps and eats. But we're going to pretend like that was an intentional choice on his part. And we're going to be grateful for it, gosh darn it. Where on earth am I shooting? I'm definitely not shooting that guy. Was that an AoE attack? I didn't bother to check. It might just be the way that it looks. It might not actually have anything to do with how it actually functions in combat. It might just look cool to have it shoot all over the place. Look at that big fella stomping around out there. He's not heading this way, is he? I just noticed him. I don't want to fight him. I want to avoid that guy. Germivore, I'm not sure what the actual scientific meaning of that name is, but it makes it sound like someone who just eats bacteria. Like this thing that subsists off of the cold virus, which is not a bacteria, I guess, but you know what I'm getting at. And I know that's not what it is. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. Go heavens! No, it's okay. He's not hostile. We'll be fine. He's not going to mess with us. I think we're all good. Boy, he makes quite the racket, though. And it is, for some reason, the drumming of his fists and his feet on the ground sounds oddly hollow and metallic. Like he's wearing metal boots and gloves. You can fathom the reason. So we are currently at, what was it? I don't remember what our current count was. It was 9 point something or another. Unless I'm mistaken. We're now up to 10.87. Halfway there! We are halfway there, my friends. We just need to do a little bit more exploration. Do you reckon this is a reachable thing? We already know that we're not getting here. Just based on what was guarding it. These two, maybe. It kind of feels like the further towards the outside we go, the more dangerous it gets, as opposed to the bigger dangers being right in the center. Wouldn't mind getting to this. Tell me about some of these. That's a level 10 Tyrant, a level 48, a level 49. We can go for a low-level Tyrant. That doesn't seem like it'll be too difficult. Of course, then again, that's just how it seems. You know, what's the reality of the situation? So this is the area where we can find the level 10. He's probably going to be at the bottom, I would assume, of the waterfall, not necessarily up here. What kind of a creature was it? I didn't even check. Hold on, what are you? Schneider? The Cliff Percher. Okay, so he's going to be up on one of the cliffs, I suppose. That or he's just really poorly named. Schneider, though. As in Rob? What kind of a name is that? Who makes these decisions? I think they're made to be silly, if I'm not very much mistaken. Well, I don't see anyone perching on a cliff over here. Maybe we have to get really close before he even spawns in. Again, he could be actually over there on those cliffs as well. Schneider. I'm not letting that go. I'm not letting that go. Has anyone around here seen a Schneider? He should be level 10. I imagine he's perching on a cliff somewhere. Oh, we're going over. Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, that's also unfortunate. Well, that's deeply unfortunate. Unfortunately, I don't know if Schneider's going to be down here. Unless he's perching on a different cliff. And I don't think there's anything behind these waterfalls to get excited about. Are we just stuck down here now? I think we've got to meander our way back up using that bit of route there and then that bit of land bridge up above. Maybe this is actually a golden opportunity that's been handed to us on a silver platter to explore an area that we wouldn't have reached unless, you know, otherwise. Would I have jumped down here? Yeah, eventually. But maybe the game saw fit to push me down here because it knows more than I do. Maybe we really need to fight this level 29 crap to prove our superiority. Or maybe we just need to grab whatever that is. Just glowing right there. Is that a pile of alien dung? Is it a crashed alien spaceship? Is it a trailer? 90% of the time it seems to be an abandoned trailer. This is starting to look more and more like a bit of crashed alien nonsense, though. No, I was off base. It's just a wrecked vehicle. It's upside down. That was the confusing part. So someone else also took a tumble over the cliff, but in a much more dramatic and kind of worse way than we did. Because at least it was just us and our, like, Mimia's-own bodies tumbling over a waterfall. We didn't flip a vehicle on the way down, which is kind of cringe and embarrassing, to be honest. So I'm going to take a sense of superiority here and say that at least we didn't do that. Good for us. Oh, look at that. Okay, no, this was good. Yeah. It doesn't look like it's guarded by anything either. Yes, there is some acidic water between here and there, but that's all right. Hopefully nothing like massive spawns in at the last second to protect it. I always expect that to be the case. We've had so many of these we've run up to that seem like they're undefended and going to be a walk in the park, only for at the last possible second something the size of a building to appear and immediately ruin our plans. But we're up to 12.28, and we've got something here. We've got a level 50 Tyrant, and we've got a normal mission, Dodonga Cavern. Dodonga? Doesn't Link like to bomb Dodongas? Is Link here? Is this the Legend of Zelda now? I know that that's Dodongo. Trust me, I know. I don't need your sassy comments. I really don't want to fight either of these guys. And if I can shoot between them, scenic viewpoint, you say? Yeah, that's nice. Gonna carry on though. To be quite honest, gonna be blunt here. Gonna carry on. Oh, this does look nice. Remember mere moments ago when we were up on top of there and we were feeling on top of the world? And then we tumbled off. Look at us now. Remember we were over there. There's actually a lot of waterfall. I can't remember the exact point we fell off at. I feel like it was over there, though. He's just sitting up there. It's like he's waiting for us. It's like he's hanging out next to that thing that I need to go explore. As if mocking me. I think we can get to this one. I think we might be able to. Why are you so violent, monkey? Why would you attack on sight? What have I ever done to you? Can we slip past him over here? Barely, but we also have to slip past this insect. Well, we failed that. No, just keep going. Come on, it's okay. It's okay. No, we're not obligated to fight it. Just because it sees us and wants to do. Well, we don't have to do that. I think we might actually have to fight this thing. I don't want to, but I think we have to. And I've cooked it. Come on, everyone. It's okay. We're far enough away from Monkey. I don't think Monkey's gonna get involved. What is this thing called? A sludge caucus? Caucus?
The head is spinning.
What kind of beast is this? It does definitely have a sort of sludgy aesthetic. I can't deny that. Looks like it's a dinosaur adorned in a crown of, like, eggs. Or like a garland of, a wreath of eggs around its neck. Maybe that's its young. Maybe that's how it carries them. Or maybe that's used for, like, breeding rituals, right? Like it attracts a mate by puffing those up really big. There we go. We're almost at max. I sometimes lose track of the health of the thing that we're fighting. Because I'm so focused on trying to build up that counter, I'm like, I gotta get that to max. Then we can focus on building up the timer. And then the thing's just dead. That's alright. I mean, I'm not upset about that. I want it to die. That's the end goal. That's the ultimate goal. But I also am trying to get, like, better at the overdrive. I don't want to feel like I'm, like, panicking, switching back and forth to things to try to make it happen. Okay, we're essentially at 13%. This guy, where are you at? Level 10 Tyrant. It looks like he's on like a, maybe he's, wait a second. Is he like up there maybe? Everything about the name of the creature, the type of creature it is, where we're finding all the other ones. Oh, you don't think he's there, do you? I guess he could be. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't want to look it up. I want to go based on solely the information we have been presented with in the game and our own intellect. We're going to throw ourselves over the edge and try to land on that little island. And if he's there, he's there. And if he's not, we're moving on to another task. So how do I get there? Can we throw this up in the sky? Oh, right, we can't move it side to side is the only problem. We know that there's a little ledge down there. What if we zoom out? We pan around the edge. We can't look up anymore. It's right there. Okay. Oh? There ain't nobody here. What's this ledge even exist for? This feels like a secret ledge where you'd find a cool secret thing. Nothing of the sort. This ledge it's a deception. It's a lie. We've been misled. Look at that ledge over there. That could just as easily be where he is. And now we can't get back up without jumping over the edge. Well, I'll tell you what. We're not doing it. We're going back to here. To heck with it. Okay, maybe I imagined there being something here. Unless that's it right there. That little ledge right there that he's at. Could be the case. Hold on. Ah! Is there no other way onto this rock either? If we can go over the edge. There he is! We found him! We know where he is! We just gotta actually get to him. Unbelievable. Okay, hold on. He was right there the whole time. He's been taunting us this whole time. He has been taunting us. Hold on. Should we fast travel to the one on the other side? That one might actually be easier to get to him from. Yeah, if we go right here instead, because he's like right next to this little segment anyway. This has become my obsession, is fighting this stupid cliff percher. This is going to net us a whole like 1% exploration, but it's got to be done. Hold on, can we see where he's at from here? Yeah, he's on that ledge right there. So we have to get onto that little segment of land first, and only then can we actually jump down to him. So that's going to be the first great mystery, is how do we get on that little segment of land? Because we very clearly cannot do it from jumping off that little island. What if this is like... What if this is all some sort of a lark? What if this is all some sort of a bit? What if you have to be in a skell in order to gosh darn get to that ledge? Because there's no other way up onto that little segment of rock. We definitely can't get there from the other side. Oh, he's really low level. And that's just the deception. It's designed to make you waste your time. What's the closest point to there? This ledge? Is it this ledge? Look at him. Mocking us. Look at him all slimy and smelly and crab-like. I don't know about getting there from the other side. Hold on. Yeah, no, we can't do it from here. That's okay. What about from this ledge? Is this any closer? Maybe. Oh no! Don't go over the edge, you. Don't go over the edge. You can do this. Actually, I'm not sure what's happening. I feel like we're stuck. Come on, you can do it. Push. You've got this. Just keep inching your way forward. Are we moving forward at all? I can't tell. It feels like we might be. Extremely slowly. Or it's an optical illusion. It feels like we are fighting our way against the currents. Oh my gosh! We are the heroes, aren't we? We truly are the best. Maybe that's a jump we can make. Because I don't think we can make it to the... I don't think we can make it to that edge. But maybe from here, with the additional height... Just keep swimming. That's the goal. We're doing full-on Nemo here. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean it this time. If we don't make it, we're done. The game is designed to mock me. That's what this is. We're not doing it. Let's go. I feel like I've been here at these waterfalls for half an hour of my life that I'll never get back. When I'm old and gray, I'll look back on this moment and think, well, there's where the years of my youth went. We're carrying on. We're going in this god-awful room with everything that could possibly be triggered by our presence, and we're going to do our best to ignore them all. We're just carrying on. Okay, we've got a laser focus on moving further. We've got places we want to go, things we want to do. Doesn't involve any of you here. We'll go back. You know what? When we have the ability to fly... We will fly up there and we will one-shot that little fella. And we'll laugh maniacally as we fly away from his corpse. And it'll be beautiful. And until such a time as that, we're not going to worry about it anymore. We're just going to head up into the trees and count ourselves lucky that we're no longer stuck in the water. We're just going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on running, keep on climbing, keep on reaching newer and greater heights. And life will go on. Life will carry on without fighting gosh darn Schneider. The lunatic that he is. We don't need to worry about Schneider. Schneider is no concern of ours. Alright, we have other things to get a hold of right now. The red beam is probably going to be at ground level for this area. Just because that seems like the best, most fitting way to spite us. Oh no, we're here. We're at the FN site. Oh! Well, hello you. What a delightful discovery. Sit that in there, please. Thank you. basic probe set. We'll worry about swapping out the probes here in a minute. 14.38%. All right. Let's just keep moving north at this point. You know, and whatever we come across, we come across. Yeah, level 74, level 49. You know, I did say that this was a peaceful place. To be fair, it doesn't look like any of them are going to attack us. We could go run amongst them if we wished. That guy will. I don't like him. He looks sus. He looks like he's waiting for us. Like he's got his eyes on that FN site, and he's ready to charge if we get too close. Yeah, you keep stomping around over there, sir. Steer clear of this, please. I mean, that's not meant to be a threat. It's more so a request. We are in no condition to threaten him at the moment with our current power levels. It's just not going to happen. Set that probe down, see what it does for us. There we are. And what does that do for our survey? We're at 16.49. I can't get up top here just yet, I don't believe. I don't think there's any way we can do that. Yeah, so there's no point in trying to progress in that direction. And with that in mind, I guess we will move this way now. Actually, I don't even know if I can get to these. Story spoilers, but somewhere over here, there are some ganglion. And I'm trying to remember where. I think kind of like in this area. And they're going to be a part of the plot at some point. But we can slip past them. And actually, if we could get these probes set up ahead of that, that would be swell. That would make doing the story bits later easier. Let's turn this way and actually head on. And just try to find giant red beams coming out of the sky. Oh my gosh, what perfect timing! Can we get to it? And there's a trailer here? Well, it doesn't look wrecked. They call them wrecked trailers. It looks fine. It's a little sunken in the foliage. But I think if you just came at it with a weed eater, you'd be okay. Hello? Can we please? It'd be just the right space for it. Yes. Okay, every so often we'll come across one of these sites that I remember very well. And this is one of them. I remember popping up right here. Yep. Yep, remember those guys. I'm not going to say fond memories, but I have very distinct memories of dying in this area many times. Let's continue on. Let's see if we can get to these two as well. And that ought to do it. We're almost at 18%. Shoot, there's one right there. Which seems super simple, right? We just gotta run to it. What could possibly prevent us from reaching it? I'm pretty sure the other one is up that ridge. And I think we have to pass through like, ganglion forces here, yeah, to get to it. I actually can't remember now whether or not there's a story reason for them to be here. A lot of the future, like the upcoming story missions, I have no memory of. So as we find them, I'm going to be re-experiencing them anew. But I definitely remember running through here, trying to get all of these. Okay. Yep, 18.94. We can just get up here and get that one. And then there's also a vehicle wreckage. Now, we can absolutely investigate vehicle wreckage. But I think it's up in the cliffs. So we'd have to make our way across this bridge here. I mean, I'm down for it. It's okay. I don't want to fight everything we come across, just the ones that we have to, like this fella.
They've seen us.
Oh, darn it, they got the first attack off. I was spamming the attack button, too. I guess I just didn't quite time it correctly. I love this one where we just shoot randomly out in all different directions, yet it does do damage to it. I mean, it's fantastic. I think my first time through this as well, Soul Voices was something I didn't understand for the longest part. I thought the combat in this game was really difficult. I thought it was it made no sense. I thought I was constantly dying for no reason. I couldn't figure out how to heal. I was very frustrated for most of it, and it's just because I just didn't pay attention to the way it's supposed to work. I didn't pay attention to what Soul Voices were meant to do, or any of that. And I've got to say, having now gone through 3, and 3 being the first game of the series I actually bothered to learn the combat on, and get pretty decent at. Coming back to it now, like, oh no, this all makes perfect sense. I understand what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not some great challenge. And it's actually a lot of fun. The combat's actually a lot of fun. Something as simple as responding to Soul Voices shouldn't give you a sense of like great satisfaction. But it absolutely does. It absolutely does. Great stealth operation here. Slipping right through enemy territory unseen. We wrecked one of their bots on the bridge, and they don't even seem to care. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's over there. Up and amongst... I could be wrong, though. Oh, hey! Hey, fellas! What are y'all doing here? Quick question. Have y'all ever just looked across the way there and thought about doing anything about all that? There's a bunch of, like, ganglion over there. Do you care? They probably don't care. I can't remember what we want to do here. I don't think we want to go back here. I don't think that goes anywhere. I think we want to try to run along this ledge. And that's going to take us to the next point. I might be mistaken, but I don't think that I am. I guess we can pinch back in. We're not doing a stealth operation anymore. We need to see around tight corners. Wait a minute. Is this one on the ledge? Darn it! This is the ledge one! This is the ledge one! We gotta come up from it. Either you need the ability to fly, be in a scale to jump really high, or you gotta come up from the other side. I can't remember now if you reach it from the back. I have a memory of the ledge one, though. Here, let me tell you what my memory is. My memory is trying to, like, fudge my way up here by wedging myself into these little creases and trying desperately to jump. Let me tell you, if it can be done, I couldn't do it. I don't know if we carry on from here and double back. Hold on, you know what we can do? Is we can run right up here. And we can once again send our little drone up in the sky. Okay. It looks like it definitely comes from back that direction. So maybe we were supposed to go straight ahead back at that last, whatever they call them. Operating base? They have a name for them. Command posts? We've captured a command post. The enemy has captured a command post. Our reinforcements are being depleted. I remember this being more of a fortress, not just sort of a little encampment. I must be thinking of something else in the game. For some reason, I remember there being a tower here. There's just not a tower here. Probably just made that up. Alright. Is that fella up there going to be giving us grief? I think there are mortifols. There's something along here that spring out of the ground and attack us. It's these little flower guys. And those little tailed fellas. Yeah, I remember this being a bit of a hassle to maneuver through, because no matter what, you will eventually inadvertently awaken something. It's kind of unavoidable. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, we could do this. I could do another really poor example of how you're supposed to do an overdrive. Oh, nope, yep, cooked it. Cooked it. Shouldn't have done that. Should have switched to a TP art. Well, we had that one really good one earlier when we were fighting that big mega boss. And I feel like every single one since then has just been an embarrassment. If I start the backslash right as they turn around, do I still get the bonus from it? Because it was technically initiated when I was at its backside. Like right now, if it spins back around before that finishes. You'd hope so. I guess I could just pay more attention. Who got the blood sacrifice? Was that me? I think someone mentioned in yesterday's stream that the Full Metal Jaguar, or one of the leading classes leading into it, had access to that. Oh, well, how about them apples? Slip right past them, why don't we? This should take us in right behind that ledge, I believe. Take that, game. I'm beating you at your own game. Hello, big alien wreck. I would very much like to collect you. Thank you. And then, whoa, I was about to jump off the edge for some reason. I don't know why, I couldn't explain it to you. I have no explanation for what was about to prompt that action. But there we are. Field action successful. Mira is at 20.35% exploration, which, yep, looking a lot better. We can now head back and start the next segment of the story if we so desire.